Okay, so here we have the next question on the menu, which is asking us how do we convert 0.1666666 repeating to a fraction. Okay, so another way that we can write this is 1.66, and on top of the 6 put like a line on top, and that just means like those 6's are going to be repeating for the end of time, because if you try to write out this number in its entirety, you'd be writing 6's literally forever, literally until the universe ends. You'd still be writing. So we just write the line on top just to avoid spending the rest of our lives writing out the rest of the number. Okay, so to convert this into a fraction, the process that we may want to use is we first want to make this like equal to a number. Okay, so or equal to a variable. Let's just say this is equal to x. Okay, it's kind of difficult to deal with a 0 at the front of it, so maybe if we multiply both sides of this equation by 10, we could have 1.666 with a line on top, and is equal to 10x. Right, so 1.66 is equal to 10x. All right, so here we multiply 10 both sides. Okay, so imagine this. Okay, so you see how what if we were to subtract the first equation out of the second equation? So if we call this equation 1 and this equation 2, what if we do equation 1 minus equation 2? Or no, the other way around, equation 2 minus equation 1. What would we get? Equation 2 minus equation 1. So what I mean by doing something like that is, so we're going to start with equation 2, so that's going to be 1.66 to the infinite is equal to 10x, and we're going to multiply both sides by the corresponding sides of equation 1. Okay, so this is going to be minus 0.166, and this is minus x. Okay, so that's the procedure that we're doing right here. And given this, let's see, well, on the right side, well, that's just going to be 9x. That's nice and straightforward. On the left side, if we were to subtract 1.66 to the infinite here, hopefully we can see that this will be just 1.5, right? Because what's 1.5 plus 1.66 to the infinite? 1.6, and then all the 6's afterwards. So that has to be 1.5. Okay, hopefully we can see that it is clear. And taking this, we can isolate for x just by dividing both sides by 9. So 1.5 over 9 is equal to x. And this is equal to 0.166, and that's where we started with. So now we have, like, we kind of got a fraction to represent this situation. But we have a decimal in here, and generally we want to avoid having decimals in our fractions. So maybe if we multiply the top and bottom of the left side fraction by 2, like this, 1.5 times 2 over 9 times 2 is equal to x, we can see that this is going to be equal to 3 over 18. Right? And this is still going to be equal to 0.166 to the infinite. Check that on your calculator if you don't trust me. I know for a fact that's got to be true. Okay, so this is a reasonable fraction, but we can actually take this one step farther and simplify this fraction. Right? So what are some common factors between 3 and 18? Well, if I think, what about 3 on its own? Divide the top and bottom of that fraction by 3, and we can get x is equal to 1 over 6 if we divide the top and bottom by 3. And, well, you can't really get simpler than a fraction that has a numerator of 1, so this will be our simplest term fraction. Okay, so try this in your calculator. 1 divided by 6, and you will definitely see 0.166 to the infinite. Okay, very reasonable answer. And multiply by 2 and you'll see 0.333, and that's 1/3, so that makes perfect sense too. So yeah, this is one way to convert things to a fraction. Some calculators will automatically be able to do this for you, but it's tough to type in numbers that are to the infinite. Another way that you could do it is kind of like memorizing the reciprocals of numbers between 1 and 10. I kind of did that when I was a young lad, and it kind of helped to kind of have a good number sense. So I know that 1 divided by 7 is 0.14, 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. So knowing this has to be in between there, I know it's got to be like close to 6 or around 6. So yeah, so cool. So this is valid, but you could reduce it. So the above, whoops. But 3/18 can be reduced to 1/6.